When it comes to what's happening in Wayne County and the North Carolina area, look no further than Taylor House Publishing. If you have a story that needs to be told, please contact us via email at taylorhousepublishing@gmail.com.
All right, so what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back to our regularly scheduled programming, and I'm going to talk about a situation I referenced in another video about Mr. Dave Elmore, who was a basketball coach at Charles B. Aycock for quite some time. I think it was 10 years. In 2021, he resigned immediately after getting a DWI. He got the DWI on October the 29th of 2021, and he was scheduled to go to court on January the 11th, 2022, but he resigned even before going to court. So I made a reference to him, and people started sending me information about the real reason that he possibly resigned. Because of course, if you catch a DWI, it's not a fireable offense. There's a reprimand, and you're subject to certain discipline, but you're not necessarily to be fired. Nevertheless, people started giving me some insight on why he possibly resigned. It is alleged that it was well known by teachers, students, and even the school board that Mr. Elmore, who was 33 at the time, had a propensity or a tendency to prey on students at the school in a romantic manner. Now, and I began to dive into that, and people started sending me messages, and I'm going to go over this one thread with you guys that kind of validates the claim of Mr. Elmore and his predatory behavior in students. Now, the post that you see right here is dated December the 16th. It's from Miss Anne Marie Outlaw, and she is resharing or reposting the article in which the New Old North, shout out to my man Ken Fine, the New Old North put out about this basketball coach. And her caption to the post reads, "My issue with this man is not that he got a DWI. Everybody makes mistakes. My issue with him is he has been preying on teenage girls in that high school for well over 10 years, and everyone knows it. I said what I said, and if this post rubs you the wrong way while you willingly known about him and not done anything for over a decade, maybe you need to take a look at yourself." Now, this post that she made was shared a lot of times, but it also has very telling comments, which I'm just going to show you a few that validates the stories that I've heard and also the sentiments of Miss Anne Marie Outlaw. Now, this one girl, and this lady put her information out there. This is a text that she received from Mr. Elmore in 2011, December the 16th, almost 10 years to the date of this post that the lady made. But at this time, she was a student in high school, and if this is 2011, at this time, Mr. Elmore would be around 23, because he was 33 in 2021. And at the time, he was a high school basketball coach. So he's been there at least 10 years. But this is a message that he sends to a high school student that he has never met before. It says, "Hey, Brooke, I know you were talking about that guy tonight that was texting you and all that." Meaning he's actually listening to her conversation, almost stalking. He said, "Well, and that you didn't know him. Well, this may be kind of the same situation. But being completely honest, you caught my eye tonight, and I have no other way of getting up with you but to do this. So anyway, I would like to take you out to dinner, a movie, or just simply hang out and get to know you. Sorry if I seem like a creeper for doing this, and I completely understand if you feel that way, but again, I have no other way of reaching you. If you're interested, just let me know. Thanks. And then, without her responding, about 40 minutes later, he says, "Oh, yeah, just to clarify, I'm the coach that you met tonight that looks like he's still in high school, apparently." Now, this now woman put this information out there, and you can tell by the text almost that he knows he's being a creeper. He said he mentioned that being a creeper in the post. So this is just one instance. There are several other instances of young ladies who are now adults implicating him or giving their testimony of him trying to get with them while they were in high school and he was a high school basketball coach. Now, here is the lady again. This is Brooke Webster, who says, "I was one of them." And Miss Anne Marie, says, "And everyone's just been quiet and letting it slide all these years. I'm done with being quiet." And then Brooke Webster says, "Girl, I didn't really think about it until after the fact. And now I'm like, that MF. His family told him to break up with me because I was too young." So evidently, Miss Webster dated Mr. Elmore, even whether it was the time that she was in high school or after she graduated. However, this follows the pattern that the individual gave me, saying that Mr. Elmore would start talking to the girls while they were in high school. Then he would get engaged with them, then break up with the engagement, I guess, after he had gotten what he wanted. And this lady says that his family told him to break up with her because she was too young. Now, that may have been just something that he told her. Now, also, Michelle Elizabeth says, "Thank you for speaking out about it. Funny the things that organizations choose to cover up shows how much they value girls and women." Now, I want to get to the cover-up part in a moment because that is the basis and the purpose of this video, to show you how these things are often swept under the rug. But not only that they are, but the reasons that they are. And this lady, Tony Ann Steer, says, "It's sickening about all the hush-hush, dirty little secrets people keep about individuals like himself." Referring once again to the fact that everyone knows. And Miss Outlaw responds, says, "It's all politics for years. Who he is and who he knows has kept him in the shadows with his dirty little secrets. I'm done with being quiet." And the lady says, "Girl, make your voice heard." Now, this other lady references the Aycock family. He said, "Ha ha ha, everyone protects the Aycock teachers, their family." So she is probably alluding to the fact that at one time, there was actually 4 predatory staff working at that school at the same time. Now, this lady says, he was a gym coach at Rosewood Middle when I was in the 8th grade there. He was always kind of creeped me out by the way that he looked at the girls and flirted with them. And we were in middle school. I was uncomfortable around him." Now, here's Brooke Webster responding to this lady's accusations. "That's when I dated him, girl." Meaning when he was the coach at Rosewood. "He was still in college. I literally feel like an idiot now. I legit met him at a high school basketball game after I had graduated." So evidently Miss Webster wasn't in high school. However, many people can corroborate that. Now, one person says, "Unfortunately, he's not the only predator at Charles B. Aycock with secrets that the school covered up. It's sickening." Once again, there's another reference to the fact that a lot of people remember him being a predator, for lack of a better word. Now, this is also, Miss Kaylee Whitley says, he messaged me back in high school randomly, and it was the weirdest thing. I blocked him because I didn't know him and didn't want any random inappropriate messages from him. Now, she's saying that she was back in high school. So, this is very, very telling of a pattern of this man. Now, I'm going to read about 2 more comments, and then I'm going to get to the actual point. Madison Kearney says, this comment section is ridiculous. Anyway, there are literally women who have graduated from 2008 to 2020 commenting on this post about him and how he has made women feel what our instincts said when we were around him. I watched him groom multiple girls in my graduating class and have even had conversations with other teachers about him and the things he does and says. Proof doesn't mean anything in a broken system, babe. They literally operate around their lives and secrets. They don't care about the students or their mental health or their future. This will be wiped under the rug, just like the rest of the isht in Podunk, Pikeville. My heart goes out to every single lady who has been affected by him. Regardless of proof, these women have to deal with the fact that they were groomed and preyed on. Secondly, victim shaming is atrociously disgusting and disturbing. I want to grant a big old F you to anyone who feels the need to shame any woman for speaking out. Thanks for sharing this. And here is another young lady. She says, someone finally said it. I was in his gym class 2 years ago, my junior year, and all he would do was talk and look at the females in their gym wear. Would let only females off the hook with anything. Only the students talked about it, so you would think that the administration would open a case. Excuse me, all of the students talked about it, so you would think the administration would open a case. But they are more worried about their reputation as a school than the students' safety. And another lady comments on her time in his gym class. I graduated almost 5 years ago, and he was my PE coach. He was always commenting on my gym clothes, once asking if I was wearing a thong since I had no panty lines. Now, do you think that is an appropriate question for any teacher to make to a student under his tutelage? Now, and I think that is the last comment. Well, there are actually a lot more, but I just stopped here because a lot of people, like one lady even mentioned that, he tried to date her just 5 months after she graduated, and she wasn't even 18 yet. So apparently, this is a situation, once again, that everyone knew about. Now, from the information that I received from the lady who remembered that thread, she said that the information was taken to the school board. Now, and more comments in that thread. I can't even pull it up anymore because it was just so much validation of what we are saying. But a comment in there read that his mom and aunt work on the school board. And this person said his mom and aunt do work at the board. That is a fact that I know. And another lady was in the thread, and she was almost kind of defending him. And this lady says Kathy Barton is in this thread is his mother's cousin. Now, you can go back and reference Anne Marie Outlaw's post. You probably can go on her Facebook page and look and see all of the comments for yourself. But this one thing is truly telling of, once again, the Wayne County public school system and how they allow these things to continue without properly punishing the predators. Once again, this guy resigned. And as I mentioned in the first post or the first mention of him, it was because they already knew about it, but they couldn't do anything about it because of who he knows. Evidently his mother and his aunt had some connections at the board, so, they protect their own. So because they could not fire him for the DWI, They was like, look, you got this DWI, but all of these accusations are floating around with you, and you seen the message from 2011, and he didn't get the DWI until 2021. So that's 10 years of this behavior, which is proven by the text from Ms. Webster, that has been unchecked. And so the board pretty much said, look, unless you resign, we're going to have to launch this investigation. So, of course, he resigned. And today, if I'm not mistaken, he's a coach somewhere in Wilson, Bedingfield, or Greene County, somewhere possibly engaging in the same behavior. Now, it has been alleged that he is married, but some people have said, once again alleged, that the wife that he has now, he began dating her in high school. Now, I don't know how true that is, but even still, if he's allowed to get away with this, with the Wayne County School Board knowing about it and giving him an out, so to speak, what does that actually say about the Wayne County School Board and all of these other cases that we've been covering, for the past few months? I think it's definitely disgusting. I feel like Jake and Logan, I'm appalled. I'm too appalled, But this actions, these things are so revealing, and nobody wants to talk about them. And we all go about our daily routines with our heads buried in the sand like ostriches, while these people continue to operate in a manner that is less conducive to the educational role that they're supposed to play in our children's lives. So hopefully Mr. Dave Elmore has stopped, his predatory behavior. But as we all know, with victimizers such as this, they don't necessarily stop until they are stopped. However that may be, however you want to say that, whether that's legally or, somebody, father or brother, put their hands on them for messing with their little girl. But nevertheless, 919-587-7782. Feel free to leave your comments in the comment section. I thank each and every one for watching, tuning in, sending me, other stories, sending me information anonymously. I just really appreciate y'all, because once again, this information is something that the community wants. But most of all, they need to know what's going on behind closed doors, under the shadows, under the rugs of this community, which has just a terrible track record of punishing people like this who work in the school system. There should be zero tolerance for this behavior. And I myself, as a father of a daughter, am, extremely concerned about these accusations of the school board, preferably, or, specifically the Wayne County School Board. So hopefully these things will make them operate in a more effective manner when dealing with these situations. 919-587-7782. Y'all have a blessed night.